Joanna Hodorowska here, Nutrition in Motion. I am going to do a sweat test this morning because it's too cold for me to ride outside, so I'm going to go inside. So I just got this nice little packet of from Levelen, and I'm going to try to figure out what it is that I'm supposed to do with it. So you get a little postcard, you get to record the weight before, the weight after, fluids consumed. Since I'm only going to be here for an hour, I'm not going to consume any. And then how long, and I'm going to try to do this for an hour, and put this little patch on my skin. And I'm going to put it on my forehead, or forearm, I should say. But I'm going to show you that I had to put the heat on, and this is my little setup. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the kit on, and I'm also going to weigh myself before and after because that's part of the program. So I'm going to take the little swab out of here. I'm going to wipe off the area so that the thing can stick a little bit better. And I'm going to take the little pad, take the sticky stuff off so that it'll actually stick on my skin. If I can actually get this thing to undo, well, maybe I won't. So I'm just going to stick the whole thing on, and I'll be back in an hour and let you know what I came up with. So if you need questions on sweat testing and electrolyte testing, go to levelen, levelen.com, and get they have one for cycling and one for running. You can do the double order kit for triathletes, and then you'll get an idea of what exactly your sweat rate test is, and then I can actually go through all the details of what it is, and then we can optimize how many fluids you need per hour, how much sodium you need per hour, and we can avoid all the GI distress, the cramping, because you might not know how much you're supposed to be taking in, and just doing a sweat rate test with just sweating in your weight might not be enough. So when you go to Levelen, you'll get a kit like this to put it on. You can do your indoor cycling or outdoor cycling, monitor what the temperature is, and when you go there, also get the a 15% discount if you use NIM for Nutrition in Motion, and you can get 15% off your kit. If you have any questions, Joanna Hodorowska, Nutrition in Motion, nutrition for body, mind, spirit, and sport. Hi, Joanna Hodorowska here, Nutrition in Motion, nutrition for body, mind, spirit, and sport. So I did the sweat test, and I'm telling you, I sweat. Didn't have the fan on, put the heater on to get the room temperature to more like 75, because it's only 49 outside, so I couldn't do it outside. But I am ready to take the gauze pad off. So I'm going to we're just going to take this thing off, as the directions say. And then it comes in this teeny tiny little baggie. So you take the little tweezers out, and they don't need the messy little gauze, or they only need the gauze, not the sticky other part. But I'm going to take this and put it into the little baggie, just like that. And then I'm going to continue filling out the form here, which I'll show you the form. It's pretty simple. Whoops, let's flip you over. So this is the form. If you can see it, it gives you your name. There's the weight before, the weight after. I consumed 0 fluids, and I was on there for an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of this little form. they sent me a nice little self-sealed envelope so I can send it in. And we'll find out in a week. We'll find out in a week what my actual sodium losses are and other electrolytes, so that I can actually optimize what it is that I'm doing in my cycling, and not have cramping, not have any GI distress, and any other kinds of signs of dehydration. So if you are wondering what you can do, this levelen testing is actually pretty sweet. I will do another video to show you what the results look like, because I've done this with one of my clients. And even though we estimated what to do last year based on just the weight before and the weight after and the number of fluids lost, this testing actually gave us more information so that we can actually optimize these electrolyte loading and how many electrolytes to take during the hour. And I will tell you that it's sometimes more of an art than just the science, but this at least gives you the science. So if you want to do your own sweat rate and electrolyte testing, go to www.levelen.com and enter NIM, that's nutrition in motion, that's at the N, the I, and the M, and you get a 15% off your testing. Plus, if you need any of the products, you get 15% off of those too. So if you have any questions and then need help with reviewing it, I'm Joanna Hodorowska, Nutrition in Motion, nutrition for body, mind, spirit, and sport. And you can contact me at www.nutritioninmotion.net. Have a great morning. I'm going to go shower. Bye. Hi, Joanna Hodorowska here, Nutrition in Motion, nutrition for body, mind, spirit, and sport. So I did the levelen sweat and electrolyte testing this morning. So I did a couple videos on that. Now I'm going to go over some of the results that I got from one of my clients, because of course, if I just did it this morning, I don't have the results. I just managed to get it to the post office so that I can get my results emailed to me in a couple of days. So this is what the results kind of go over. This is basically what one of my clients has in terms of based on their results. And as you can see, they sweat quite a bit on the, if you're looking here, they sweat out 2,000 milligrams of sodium just on the bike. If you look here, it's almost twice that on the run. And when you're looking at the options in terms of, you know, how much sodium are you sweating out? You've got to be able to replace that, but not all of it is going to be able to be replaced during your training. So theoretically, based on these results, based on the concentration of the sweat and the chloride loss per hour and the sodium loss per hour, it's recommended to include like 2.5 liters of liquids an hour, and then, you know, almost double that for the run. Well, realistically, that is just not going to happen. So you do need to find a product and a combination of products that are going to include some of the those electrolytes in it, as well as not be, you know, 800 calories per hour, because then that's also not realistic. This is where the art of electrolyte replacement is based a little bit on science, but it's also, well, what can the body tolerate? So if the client's supposed to be taking in 58 ounces of liquid per hour, that's probably unrealistic. You can't even carry that much on a bottle, or that many bottles on your bike, let alone have to stop every hour and refuel. So that's another part of the unrealistic part. But if you're sweating that high, then the trick is to get a higher sodium concentration into the system at the beginning. Even 36 hours before your event, you've got to do some electrolyte loading, which is what I've always suggested. But this actually gives you a better format as to how many milligrams of sodium do I really need to get to that place, into the race, to kind of load up before the body starts to sweat it all out. Is the client going to be able to take in 2,000 milligrams of sodium? Probably not. But, you know, in the past, when we've done just by sweat rate, the sweat rate from weight and how many ounces of fluids they lose based on the change in weight and what fluids they were taking in, we still came out to about 58 ounces per hour, which was unrealistic. But we tried to increase the the electrolytes in their solution, plus take on extra salt tablets or electrolyte capsules and find the right one for that client. Now we don't have to guess how many milligrams of sodium need to go in, but you're not going to go from what you're doing now to suddenly 2,000 milligrams an hour and then double that on the run. It's just probably unrealistic. So the beauty is I get the testing done, or you get the testing done. I'm going to get mine soon, but I get this whole little format from Levelen to basically go over all the recommendations to so that you can maintain that fluid balance and avoid the cramping in this client's case, or the electrolyte imbalances that can cause GI distress, fatigue, or muscle cramping. So with this information, I can then put together a better program, and you can race better and you can train better. But part of it is not just what you're sweating out during the event, but it's also, with this knowledge, you know how much you need to take in beforehand so that you're better hydrated at the beginning of the event. And then you know how many calories, that too, but how many milligrams of sodium are recommended, so that you can move towards that level in training as well as in racing to avoid any of those symptoms of signs of dehydration. So if you have any questions about the Levelen product, the testing, and how to use the information, schedule a session with me, Joanna Hodorowska, nutritioninmotion.net, and I can walk you through all the steps. I can explain how some of the science works, and how the art and science has to be blended in for each person, but we can actually get a better idea of what you need to do before the race and during the race to get the optimum results, and so you don't dehydrate. Joanna Hodorowska, Nutrition in Motion, nutrition for body, mind, spirit, and sport.